Kyle McCord starts. Kevin, I guess I'm not understanding the logic of CJ Stroud has an injured shoulder. We're resting him on Saturday. He's an emergency player at that point, so he could play if needed, but he's injured or hurt or we're resting it. But on Tuesday, he's completely healed.
Yeah, he got that Mr. Miyagi stuff from Karate Kid or whatever, going on with that. I don't understand necessarily what the mindset is there. I mean, I saw CJ Stroud in the fourth quarter throwing the football around with guys, but he was throwing it left-handed instead of right-handed. So, I mean, he certainly was, you would think your natural inclination, if it wasn't something legitimate, would be to, oh, nobody's looking, I'll just, do it as is. But he was throwing kind of left-handed and laughing with the guys, in a game that was well in hand. But Ryan Day comes out and says that as long as there's not a setback, that it's going to be Stroud's game. But I look at this and I'm of the mindset, now that they know what they can get out of McCord, now that they know what they can get out of Miller, if CJ just doesn't look right, if he's ineffective, if anything like that's going on, is it create an easier path to be able to bring one of those guys in without creating some sort of congressional investigation? It's obvious that your shoulder's not right. We're going to bring in somebody here for the short term. This is, not a case of you getting Wally pipped and losing your job. But, this is one of those instances where I really wish that we had a little bit more access to practice to be able to see some of these things, because it doesn't all add up.
Anything on this one, Steve? Not just concerning Stroud, but Kyle McCord's play against Akron, whatever you've got on the quarterback drama.
Yeah, I think they shut Stroud down earlier in the week. I think that he did not practice Tuesday or Wednesday, didn't throw. And so he actually had over a week of rest before he got back in, let's say yesterday, to practice. And, none of us get to attend practice. We'll get to talk to Coach again on Thursday, and maybe some players this afternoon. But so we really don't know where things stand. My assumption is if he's 90%, he's going to play, and that's fine. I think they can beat Rutgers one way or the other. Rutgers is a good team, no question, 3-1. But I do believe Ohio State's got some playmakers that are going to help them separate in this game. And if their defense plays a representative game, I think they'll be okay. McCord, to me, it was a B+. He had a very slow start, obviously, some bad passes early. His backwards lateral that went for a 6-yard loss was one for the ages, one for the books, let's just say. That ball is supposed to be leading Olave to the line of scrimmage. Instead, it was 2 or 3 yards behind him. So they needed to calm him down a little bit and, get him under control. And they did that. And he came back and was much more efficient after that. And they made throws with him that made sense, high percentage plays underneath that the guys took and made big plays with. Wilson took a short one and made it 57 yards. Egbuka took about a 20-yard play and made it 85 yards. So his final yardage total looked much better. He didn't just stand in there and throw downfield all day. It was kind of a mixture. And he did have one interception in the second half where he was under a little bit of duress and overthrew his receiver and easily intercepted. So a mixed bag about what you'd think for a freshman and his first ever playing time against, obviously not a very good team with Akron, but at the same time, a live game situation. So 100,000 people in the stands or thereabouts. So, a good building block game for him is how I would put it.
And Dave said they would know more about CJ's shoulder yesterday before practice, and we'll find out today if anybody's willing to talk about what he did or didn't do in practice today. But I keep going back to the fall practice. This shoulder has been going on for a while now. When he didn't practice the one practice we were allowed to be at, along with the Big Ten Network, where they pretty much shut him down and That's not something you normally do for a quarterback who is still trying to learn the offense and get the reps necessary. It's not, you don't normally just shut a quarterback down, certainly not your starting quarterback. And so I think this is an ongoing thing, and he may be feeling better now. What's he feeling like in late October? What's he feeling like in November? I'm sure he is feeling better, or maybe better able to handle any of the pain, considering he just saw his job given to Kyle McCord for a week. And yes, it comes back to CJ Stroud, but now he knows what somebody else is capable of doing. And so once you've seen somebody else, and it's kind of like somebody driving your car or whatever, it's like, that's mine. I'm not comfortable with you doing what you're doing there. And does that increase the pain tolerance? But if it doesn't increase the accuracy, then it doesn't really matter. And so, as Kevin was saying, now that Ohio State knows more about what they have in Kyle McCord, how much leash do they give CJ Stroud to have a 2-interception game, to complete 52% of his passes through 3 quarters, and in a tie game, or, you're trailing by 7 or 10. So it makes things much more interesting for all of us. Probably makes things a bit more of a pain for Ryan Day, even though he has more information. But now he's going to have to apply that information, which could get sticky.
Tony, can you transfer that gene to me of making analogies like that? I can't do that.
That would be like, no, I can't. Sorry. No analogy there. Sorry.
You don't have an analogy for that one, though. Okay.